I know why you hate yourself. Have you ever looked into the mirror and just thought, fuck you, dude? Maybe you don't say that shit out loud. Maybe you don't even look in the mirror. You can't, because every time you do, it's just this linguistic tornado of self-inflicted insults, and your brain attacks your most sensitive areas over and over again until you know you're numb. Can you hang around for a bit while we try to figure this out? Look, what if I told you there are two people living inside you? Not talking about a threesome or the movie Alien. I mean that which you wish you were and who you actually are. And the reason you hate yourself is because these two people really don't get along.
Fight!
In his mind, the who you wish you were, he fucking hates who you are. He goes, look at all you can be. Business owner, loving partner, muscle man, degree haver. But you won't be, because you're a lazy piece of Then the who you are looks back at that guy and he's like, why the fuck are your expectations so high? Why do I always have to change? And if I do change and do what you say, how do I know that it will even solve my problems? Sounds unhealthy, doesn't it? So really, the way you heal that hatred is by healing the relationship between those two people. So you can do one of two things: accept who you are or become what you wish you were. Accepting who you are, easier said than done.
Especially if you hate yourself.
Do your eyes often hurt from staring at a screen too long? Santa Claus isn't real. Did that shock you? Boom, still a child.
Sucks.
Look, dude, if I was to ask you to write down your strengths, how many would you be able to give me? How many weaknesses would you be able to give me? Yeah, I thought so. You need to punch your self-critic directly in the fucking mouth. I mean, how do you even know your weaknesses are weaknesses or your strengths are strengths? You're not a fucking god. You think you get to decide what is what? What if your self-critic says that you're too sensitive? Maybe even with the tiniest thing you can retreat into your own inner world. That could be a weakness. But what if you're just highly empathetic and exceptionally intuitive? And you get people so you can understand subtext and decide what the person saying those things might really mean because of who you are. Who knows? Maybe your weakness is being introverted and reserved, but you're just thoughtful, find more value in reflection. Maybe you murder sometimes, and the strength is actually your forearm muscles from the repetitive stabbing. Okay, maybe not that one, but are you getting what I'm getting at? Maybe your weakness is your quads, but Pete Davidson almost married Ariana Grande, then did a touchdown dance in Kim Kardashian, and he looks like a squat would send him to the fucking emergency room. What the fuck do you even know, man? Nothing is probably the answer, so maybe chill a little bit on thinking you only have weaknesses and shit. To stop hating yourself, maybe you should try liking yourself. How do you do that? By a simple job well done. Why is a cold beer good after a long day of physical labor? Sure, it's cold, but it's also the period point punctuation of a job well done. You need to do a good job. So set realistic goals for yourself and celebrate yourself when you achieve them. Maybe you haven't gotten out of bed in 4 days. Goal 1, get out of bed. That's it. Celebrate it. Don't compare yourself to the fucking dude who beat cancer and decapitation by running 150 miles, holding his own sawed-off neck bone under his arm. Y'all are on different stages of your journeys, and you still have a head. Getting out of bed after you haven't for a while is a good job. And it doesn't have to be any more or any less than just that. But this is where those two people that hate each other actually come together, because you can't just decide to become totally like one of them and kill the other. Let's say you're 400 pounds and growing, but yet you decide to completely accept who you are and do nothing. You're going to die. You're going to die. Let's say you decide that you exist on the other side of achievement, that there's always something that can and will make you feel better. Well, you will never be content, you will never feel accomplished, and you will never be truly happy. So we need to exist somewhere in the middle. Both of these two people need to become more like the other. I like to think of these two people as a spectrum. The perfect place is to be directly in the middle. If you're hard-headed and think you constantly need to achieve and work and that nobody will like you unless you're perfectly who you need to be, well, maybe you need to move towards the other person and show yourself some grace. And if you don't really give a fuck about anything, then maybe you need to go the other way. But I warn you, you should be careful going in this direction. It's easy to hear all this and say, well, I want to become a millionaire. That will make me happy. That's my achievement. Probably not. After like $100K a year, money stops correlating with happiness. It's the hierarchy of needs. Once the psychological needs and safety needs are met, money won't help you anymore. I mean, it's like, don't aspire to just have abs. Do abs matter because they're abs? No, they don't. You You can get implants. This dude did. He looks like a fucking idiot. Only value that which makes a person whole. Honesty, charity. And if you need to value money, don't call it that. Call it financial autonomy. Tip your top hat and wink under your monocle because congratulations, you're distinguished. Another key to a beautiful life.